Let the record reflect that I've taken roll, that all members of the utility board are present this afternoon. Having a quorum, we will proceed. The minutes from the September the 20th, 2024 meeting have been printed, posted, and circulated. Are there any corrections to the minutes? No objections, and the minutes will stand approved as posted. This afternoon, under unfinished business, we start with the water quality testing. You all should have the latest results from August of 2024. We're still doing exceptionally well on our sampling, and so we are delivering the finest water that you can get. Any questions or comments, Mr. Metz?
Nope, everything looks good.
Yep. Okay. All right, and we'll move on to the ARP discussion. We still have money in our ARP account, but that is only because we have not completed the projects which that money was allocated for. At some point, the interest that is drawing on that account will have to be dealt with, but right now, all of the projects are in some phase of being worked on. The 5-year plan. Are there any additions or corrections to the 5-year plan? Looks pretty full to me, so we're good there. All right. The dredging of Pond Run and the dry dams. Mr. Metz.
I'm still waiting on the money. So
Okay.
The project's ready to go. We're just waiting money. Missed a good summer to do both projects, but hopefully next summer will be the same. So.
Is there anything our legislators can do to push that along?
It's federal level.
It's federal.
It's already went through and been approved. It's a matter of appropriations. You know, when you see them continuing to pass those continuing resolutions to keep the government going for 3 months, right there. If they would ever pass the budget for a year, then all of these things would get caught up. And when they're throwing Band-Aids at the budget, that's what happens.
Well, that's a shame we just can't get that done.
I know. And that's just the way it works.
Okay.
You know, it's terrible.
Gotcha.
You know.
Thank you.
Burgess and Niple, 28th Street, storm drainage improvements.
I had a call with several folks from DEP just to make sure we're doing everything correctly. Vienna will actually be the first person that will use this money for storm only. So they're a little unsure how we're doing it, other than we just need to put in a reports, meet their requirements, and send it in. And then they've had no problem with the money. They did say though that it all depends on how much money is left when you apply, because it's first come, first serve. So, we were wanting to do it probably open bids in April, May, so that we were ready to go when school was out. If they don't have the money, that grant piece won't be there. So that would be the only thing we wouldn't know for sure, is whether that grant will be available.
It's like everything else. After going down to the IJDC, they've got more money floating around down there than you can shake a stick at. The problem with it is you have to be ready to go. And, because, the other cities that are down there, some of them are moving forward, other ones are just dead stopped. He's right. As long as the money's there, things will be good. When they run out of money, then that'll be the end of it. So.
Right. This year being the year for ARPA, that all that money is being matches to that. So that's their concern, is that they may not have that grant money once we're ready for it.
Right.
I have a question about that. So how much would the grant money be if we actually receive it?
It will be the lesser of $500,000 or 50% of what they consider as green infrastructure. So they'll look at what we turn in, and it's probably going to be somewhere between the 500,000 and maybe 300,000, somewhere in that range.
Okay.
It all just depends on what the numbers come out at the end with.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Craig, lead service line update.
Got that poured down. I got 5 completed, so it's good. Now we start on, second phase of it is, which is actually on physically start looking at service line pipes like that. We get 10 years to do that.
3 years to do it, and 10 years to
Finish it up.
yeah, that'd be fine.
So I have not seen any lead lines in the city of Vienna, but we'll have to go out and physically dig up service lines and inspect them.
Is there a pattern to that, or is it just a random sampling?
Every one of them. The ones that are unknown, we have to know every service line.
Okay, so is our GIS program set up to identify which ones have not been done?
Yes. Yeah. That's why it's very important that the people responded with their questionnaires. The ones that did respond, we can mark them off the list. There's some out there we have not physically looked at. We know which ones that, you got certain house years that we know it's going to be plastic, so them are off the list. But there's houses out there that, we replaced the meter and the pigtails out, and we don't recall tying in any lead lines. We didn't tie any lead lines, but there's some that we still have to go out and inspect. So, quarter of them.
I think a lot of the cities that are in West Virginia are now realizing the advantage of the GIS mapping that we've been doing for a long time.
Right.
They're so far behind the curve that just the data entry alone is going to overwhelm them. They don't have enough people. There's no way. And until you get the baseline established so you can build on that, it's a lot of work.
In every aspect of utility work, it's huge. I mean, even lead service lines, the meter replacements, floodplain issues, building permits, programs could be a wealth of knowledge, but you have to enter it in first. So that's where we stand.
Yeah.
So.
All right, the SCADA upgrade.
I just talking to Mike about that. They was just being here October 7th to restart the project. We have not heard anything from them. Last meeting, we talked about even releasing them from their contract, and I'm still leaning towards that way. This project was awarded a year ago, and I'm not satisfied with what we have. So I would suggest that the utility board give the approval to Russ to write a letter to those and say, look, you don't have it done in a month, we're going elsewhere.
So what are the downsides to canceling the contract? We have to rebid, start all over?
Yeah.
What else?
That's about it, because we don't have any pauses right now. So
They've performed any work.
they have installed some in the sewer department, some cellular network, but I have no computer base to tie into those, or no, they're just installed at the stations.
And I'm not asking you to answer with a specific dollar amount, but do you have a rough
I do not.
of what value of the work?
No. Everything they've done was out in each lift station on the sewer side, installed the data collectors, cellular network.
And we've not been billed for it. I'll ask that. I'll meet with Craig separately after the meeting, talking about drafting a letter, begin with to create a record. And then if that's not resolved, it goes to the next, the utility board can put something on the agenda to take more serious action if necessary. Right now, we just have it listed as meter replacement project. I think the utility board needs to be authorize me to send a letter to the ASCO.
Well, I don't want to wait another month. Okay, you can write a nasty letter.
You do have to give. We've not done anything in writing to them specifically. It's not that the writing is magical, but generally the process is you send them something in writing that shows that you are actually we're done essentially, and that more formalizes the we can move now. My advice to you is to take a step to send them something formally in writing, to put them on formal written notice that there is the issue. Even
Breach
though
of
we
contract.
talked to them. Yeah.
So today's October the 18th. And so you're gonna send them a letter and you're gonna tell them that if they don't get something done in the next 30 days, that you'll be in breach of contract, and then we'll,
Well, we're going to tell them they're already in breach of contract. We're going to allow them to remedy the contract before we consider further options, is my recommendation. I think they're already in breach of the agreement by failure to inform them.
so realistically, what you're saying is we're not gonna get anything done about this until next year.
Well, I think with a realistic time frame anyway, I think that's going to happen regardless of when we send a letter, or what action we take. Because depending on how you pursue it, whether it's filing suit, terminating the agreement, that's going to take however much time it takes. That's going to take time. Even if I were to draft a petition today and file, they would have 20 days to respond to that. And then you're going to get into a scheduling conference. You're going to get in front of a judge. You're going to have a scheduling conference.
We're gonna have to go in front of a judge just to cancel a contract?
I'm not saying that you have to. I'm saying if it came to litigation, that would be the procedure. No, I'm not saying you have to do that at all. I think that is the most definite final remedy. But no, there are steps that we can take before that. All of those steps are going to be taken. So to answer your question, I don't think there's anything that can be done that will get this resolved any quicker.
Yes, sir.
Has been any excuse made, too much work?
They said
not enough help?
they're losing people to Newport. Is all the programmers are headed that way.
That's between them and Newport. They have an obligation to the city.
Right.
Vienna to the building.
Yeah, but that was their excuse.
That
They're
was
just
their
losing the
excuse.
people that they had that was going to be working on this.
My suggestion is I send a letter saying that they have 30 days to remedy the solution. And I need to look at the contract and see if there's a timetable on it.
We'll get your covenant contract for it.
Look at the contract, give them a reasonable amount of time. I think a reasonable amount of time is to remedy it, is to,
Some electronic.
30 days is a reasonable
Rest
amount of time to
electronic.
remedy it. And then we need to think about what percentage of the work considers a reasonable, I don't want to say remedy, but a good faith showing that they intend to remedy the issue. Just like you would in construction.
Understand. Just need to proceed with it. 'Cause every month I come in here and it's always making excuses for me, and then we call them and say, well, and next week we're coming. It's always next week, and next week just come and goes and then never show up. So, this SCADA system should be in place and working. We've been down on our SCADA system. We need to get it up and going.
So the next step, assuming that they're not going to do anything, would be to void their contract and go out to bid again?
Correct.
Okay.
I would suggest that we are not paying for any work, things that they've installed. And we can talk about whether or not we should incorporate they've left here. We'll talk about that.
Okay. All right. We'll expect an update on the agenda for next month. All right. Something more pleasant, Craig. The meter replacement project.
Hey, you know what? We're doing it in-house, so therefore it is going great. That's, but we have approximately 3,100 meters in the ground. We still got another 2,700 left to go. 31 meters we do have in the ground are reading great. So we're building off of those 3,100 meters. Project's going great. The guys that are working on it, I got 3 to 4 individuals, all depends on vacation, sick time. They're out doing an outstanding job for the city. Okay, so.
The weather's gonna slow you down here in a little while.
Not really, because the guys are laying on the wet ground anyway. Changing meters out, it shouldn't slow us down too much. We're having a hard time finding meters because it's been 10 years since we actually read them. So it's hard to find that bit again. So I physically rushed down in and read them. But they've worked lower in town, got all the business district done, and worked upper in town, getting down to 46th Street. And so we're at a little pocket in the center. That's what we've got left. So.
Okay. Do we have all the meters now
We do.
for the
In
replacement?
the garage, yes.
Yes.
Last time I counted, I think I was like short 280, but we keep receiving meters in now, so it should be catching up. So.
Okay. Wells 9 and 10, Mike.
Just we've talked to Harper, so they're making their submittals. You've approved them. They're wanting to start by a couple weeks. They want to start in. They're going to do, like I said, again, one well at a time. Once they get both wells done, they'll start doing the interior stuff, the panels. The time's getting shorter on the electrical panels. They think they can get them in a little quicker now. So if the well field's done, then we'll start changing the electrical panels out on the inside and the roofing structures. The paint. They're going to start doing the paint while they're doing rehabs on the wells. Interior paint, roofing, and out the exterior paint while they're rehabbing each well building. Okay.
Anything else under unfinished business? All right, we'll go to new business then. Burgess and Niple Task Order number 2024, water storage tank condition assessments.
Just to let y'all know about this project, it's been 10 years since we rehab the tank, so it's time for inspections, and it's 10-year inspection, so that's what this is for. But,
You got it right there. And
Okay.
it's unbelievable it's 10 years, but yeah.
So time's gone by quick. But,
So the task order involves inspecting 5 of the tanks, and this is both inside and outside. It sounds like a lot of money, but when you figure that there are 5 tanks and the size and the scope of these, it's less than $10,000 per tank in order to get these done. Any questions on the task order? And I'll entertain a motion for the approval of task order number 2024-12 for the inspection of the water storage tanks, condition assessments.
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve task order number 2024-12. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, then I'll call for the question. All those in favor of task order number 2024-12, please signify by raising your right hand. Okay.
that does include us having to drain each tank except for the OBU tank. But so it's pretty labor intensive. Okay, so you've been through it, Steve. Yours, please.
Are you volunteering to go inside and do the inspections?
Last time as long as nobody's there taking pictures again, yes. Last time that picture circulated for a long time. He crawled that little hole. It wasn't a pretty sight. So his cameras are barred this time. Okay, so but I would love to go in the tanks. I think it's pretty cool to go and actually see them. And I would, when we do it, I encourage each and every one of you all to come look inside these tanks because it's a whole different picture when you're inside looking around and see what's like. So back then they had a lot smaller hatches too. Okay, it was a small hole. Now they're a little bit bigger. And they might be able to crawl in, maybe not. Like send Lori in, she'll take pictures and bring it back out to us, I guess. So, it is pretty neat to be inside and look around and see how big they actually are inside. You just don't get it when you stand on the outside looking, but yeah, I do enjoy that stuff. So.
The good news is we have the money to pay for it, so
Yeah.
go to work. All right, so now we have a discussion item. I hope you all have been paying attention. There's some exciting things going on at OVU and with the Wood County Board of Education. Due to the fact that when they did the core drillings in Jackson Park, the soil over there is more sandy than what they estimated. And so in order to set the pilings, it was a much larger number than they had calculated. And so now they've decided to take a different pathway. They're looking at building the new elementary school up at the OVU campus. The board of directors at OVU has decided to donate the money to the Board of Education so that the new combined elementary school can be built up there. With that comes some challenges for us. At the end of 12th Street, where the Maplewood property is, the city of Vienna owns the property. The Board of Education owns the building. The pathway that they want to take is through that to get the 12th Street roadway extended up to OVU. They're planning major housing developments on both sides of that road. And so, Craig, in your opinion, what kind of challenges are we going to be faced with the water and the sewer and the supply and?
Well, the first thing is capacity. I mean, we have a 200,000 gallon tank sets up there, and they have a fire suppression system in the college, and we'll have a fire suppression system inside the new school. Then you have the infrastructure for the new subdivision, which is going to be pretty huge. So there's a lot of things to look at, and it's something that needs to be looked at, other than in my eyes. So we need to talk to Burgess and Niple and look about what we're going to need for storage capacity for water. And the downside of water is, of course, the sewage system. We have to look at the upgrades. We do have planned upgrade up 12th Street already, but up 16th, up 12th, them lines are going to need to be upgraded. So I know they're going to come to us and ask us for a mainline extension agreement, and I think we need to look about absorbing that with our infrastructure. It's going to have to be upgraded, so it should take care of that mainline extension payment. Okay, because we'll have to do our upgrades on ours. They're going to have to do their own system. Okay, but another thing is too, we're right in the middle of a project redoing the booster station at 20th Street to fill the OVU tank, and if we are going to increase the size of water distribution up through this college in order to the new school and the existing colleges, maybe that 20th Street booster station had to be replaced or upgraded anyway. Maybe we could transfer it and move it to a different location on that new subdivision area. So maybe beneficial for us. But that's some things we need to look at. So why don't you kind of go through it, and if you guys want, I think next time Mike and him should come in, maybe present what it costs would be to us to do them studies for us. Okay, and most of them's already done. Don't get me wrong, because we've done our 5-year plan. We know the upgrades it needs that we already have to do. So, but look about what it's going to take to get up to that subdivision and up to the new school.
And the issue with this is they want to be open next year.
Right.
Okay, so this is not something that we can delay on because, they're bringing in companies. This information technology center, you're going to have students, you're going to have companies, it's a big deal. And they're moving rather quickly on this. And, my thing to Craig was, can we not just increase the fill on the tank? Well, here we go back to the SCADA system again, because that SCADA system's the monitoring device that says when it gets down to this level, kick the pumps on. And without, new equipment, we're not going to be, you'll be guessing.
I don't know. Even a 200,000 gallon tank would handle the fire suppression in 3 complexes. Yeah. So, and this is again, I know that there's task order wise, do we make up a new task order for this particular project, or do we use the existing task orders that we have for general working? And I would like to keep this separate, to be honest with you, because I need to show where this money gonna go, applied to the mainline extension they're gonna ask for. Okay. All right. Keep us in order, make a new task order, and then turn them loose. I'm gonna need help on this, that's what I'm saying, so. All right, so, you guys think that's a good idea? We'll have Mike and them write a new task order and then come present to you next meeting, and we're not gonna stop, I mean, we're already doing all stuff, so, but I need to
So
get it
they're
official.
working with another engineering firm, okay? How much of their design work will be to our benefit, or, I mean, obviously, we want to make sure that it's done right with some, you know,
Wow.
built-in capacity increases and what have you, because, you know, they're not gonna have 75 new homes instantly.
It's,
But at some point, there will be a lot of houses up there.
I want to put pressure on Mike. I'll answer this one for him because I don't really good for him to answer this. But let's face it, we got two engineering firms. One of them we can trust what they say, or we can do our own due diligence and do our own engineering and say this is what we're going to need. Okay. So, yes, they're going to give me the numbers saying, yeah, we're going to build 74 houses. This is our calculated flow, like I did with school. This is the school. This is our calculated flow rate. This is what water we're going to need. This is the same thing with college. We need to take that and make sure our system is going to be able to handle it. And I don't doubt other engineering firms, but this is our city, and this is what we need to do.
But our engineering firm doesn't have a vested interest.
Right.
And our engineering firm is working in the city's interest as opposed to
Correct.
another
That's-
party's interest to get
Yes,
the
that's
project done.
right. So.
On the task order, Mike, please.
All right, thank you.
I have a question.
Sure.
Where Maplewood School is in the road, do you know if they anticipate knocking down Maplewood for that road, or they're going to be squeezing it in there between it?
A decision has not been made.
Okay.
Okay. You know, originally, before all of this changed, we had worked up a project to where we could have partnered with the apprenticeship program and brought in all of the building trades people and had a really nice training center right there. And now, you know, there's discussion about whether or not the road, because of that curve, will be not ideal.
Right.
And so I don't know the answer to that one yet. I think that if we could work that partnership deal with Workforce West Virginia and with the building trades, it would be a huge success for the younger people here that want to be electricians and carpenters and pipe fitters and all that. But this project up on top of the hill is a major it's $31 million project.
Yeah.
Okay. And if they decide that the road needs to go that direction, then, I mean, they own the building. They can take the building down. There's nothing we can do about that. But we're still working on those decisions.
You want to say anything about the letter that was drafted? Last week?
Nah. So that's where we are with the elementary school and the new development of the new road up through there. So if you'll get us, I mean, it's coming, Mike, I'm telling you. They're not going to slow down. It's going to go. And they want it done. I don't see how, but they're going to want it done. They want to be in there for fall 25. Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
You can do it.
Okay. That brings us to our manager's report.
Last month we repaired some leaks, a lot of service lines, some main breaks. We had one yesterday. Could not get it shut down. finally got it shut down, found a valve that shouldn't have been tied into that, but you know, when you always say it, that valve don't go there, it always does. So we did get isolated, shut down. What happened was, service line was leaking, but it blew the tapping saddle off. The tapping saddle rusted, and when it opened it up, it actually blew off the main, which really started leaking. So, but we're out on service lines. That's been most of our jobs lately. We have been out replacing some broken hydrants, and hydrants that have been missing. There's several valves throughout the city that are leaking. We've been trying to fix them. We tried to do that work at night to help the residents, because you know we shut the water off at 10, you know, turn it back on 1 or 2 in the morning once we get the valve replaced. But this next month or two, I don't see how we can work at night and get the things done that we need to get done before the winter starts. You know, the fluid starts freezing, already starting to freeze. So you're going to see more water disruptions throughout the city, unfortunately, but we don't really have any other choice. We'll have to have these guys start working during the day, start shutting mains down and replacing these valves that are leaking. So just letting people know. We've tried to do it at nighttime. We just don't have the manpower. So run out of time.
I think we're getting better at the notification system.
Yeah.
It's not like people are getting surprised. Now, if you don't pay attention, that's on you, but the word is out there.
And I still wish people would get the word out about signing up for the 411 system, because I think it's a great program. It will notify you. We don't have a dialer that Parksburg does to dial people out, but notifications on 401, it will notify you that we are having leaks and this is where we're having the water turned off. I encourage people to sign up to this great program. And it's also any kind of emergency situation in Vienna that might happen, it'll also notify you. But we do notify by 411. We also Facebook and our city webpage. And plan outages, we always try to put on WTAP also, because they'll planned out. I mean, if it's emergency, we can't do that. If it's planned a couple of days, we put it on WTAP, any local news agencies. Okay. So Lori's really good at that. So Lori and Natalie. So, all right. She's deaf. So.
Well, the scheduled ones are pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
The ones where the gas company goes through and busts one of our water lines.
And that's happened a lot lately.
Yeah, so. There is no pre-notice on that stuff.
And it's not their fault either. I know it's annoying for us and people get water, but gas company's done a pretty good job of trying to avoid our line. But sometimes lines are hidden. It's for old houses that was there, that the service line still runs there, or when they put the main in, they run a service line to a lot that never got built on. We don't know it's there, so they hit them, but they're not. They've been real good about trying to avoid as much as they can.
So if they're working on the corner beside your house and the next night your furnace won't start, what'd you think?
If they're working on the corner beside your house and the furnace won't start next night?
If the gas company was working in the ground on the corner of your house and the next day your furnace wouldn't start, what would you think?
I'd say that's not my department. I ain't got time to think about that. So, as long as your commode flushes, that's all I'll worry about.
Is that how that works?
You better buy some wood. That's a
got sworn
a whole different company. I'm sorry to hear that, but it's my gas in Rich County comes out a big pipe out of the ground. It runs all the time.
It's got a nozzle and you squeeze it in.
Yeah, that's it. And just like I said, hopefully people have patience with us next couple of months, because we got approximately 9 valves that we need to replace. So throughout the city that has been leaking, which is not bad. I mean, we got several hundred valves. So.
Joe?
Nothing.
Steve? Yes, sir. Sean? Nothing. Him?
No, other than thank you for your crews. They've been doing an excellent job with all these breakages.
They have, and the guys they get beat up.
Yeah, they do.
They do, and I feel bad for them. Even here where the office staff takes a beating because people calling in, but we don't want to repair leaks. We're not out there just like, we're bored, let's have a leak. these guys have done a great job. Can ask for a better crew for really, truly the amount of people we have in the water department. Yeah, there's only like 6 people total in the water department. Okay, so, yeah, it's not that many. So we borrow people from the street crews and the sewer crews, and so you see the guys. Thanks, but they take a beating. So.
Russell?
How do you sign up for that 411?
Or it has the app.
You go to our website.
Yep.
To the very bottom.
So if I go to the City of Vienna, wv.com,
Yeah.
and just,
Chief Piper's one who started that program.
oh, it's the tip,
Tip
tip 411,
411.
okay.
Yeah, and he's opened it up for Lori. She's administrator for it now. What's your name? One administrator?
It is Lori.
See, he gave her a little nickname on that, but we used to have to call Mike and say, hey, we're having this, and he'd post it. But then he got tired of us calling. So he said, here, you guys just do it now. And it has helped a lot. Lori gets, since she did 2 of them yesterday, and she's even out of town. So on the way back. So you can't complain about that.
So it's the same app that was being
Yes,
used
it
by the
is.
police
Yeah, Tip
department.
411. Sorry.
It's now been opened up to city infrastructure. So, folks listening at home, if you want to get alerts, outages,
Yep.
oil water advisories, and so forth,
It's a great thing. It
get that app.
was pretty quick.
Lori?
Yes, sir.
No update on your meeting yesterday?
It was wonderful.
Yeah, there you go. All you need to know. They brought in all these people from the DEP, talk about the EPA, which was interesting because the MS4 permit has language in it that doesn't apply, and they're aware of it. But yet, because the EPA put it in there, the DEP won't take it out of it. But if it doesn't apply to you, just ignore that.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Did you follow that? Yeah. So, anyway, all right. Pat, meeting adjourned.
That's a fast one.